Hi, I'm going to be discussing today the autism rates by country if you're interested in knowing what are the lowest countries, the lowest rates of autism, and the countries and the top countries with the highest rates of autism. Stick around. Before we start talking about what are the top 10 countries with the lowest autism rates, in recent years, cases of autism, they have risen. And the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, announced in 2021 that the rate of autism in the US during 2018 was one child in 44, and this is a notable rise from rates given in Scientific American for 2016, which was 1 in 68. So this trend of rising autism, which dates back to the early 1990s, is a global occurrence not confined to the United States. A lot of countries as well, they have been seeing this rise as well. And the thing is that about the states, they have more accurate data. They have increased awareness and diagnoses of autism. So that also is part of why the states, they have the most accurate data so far. But there is no single cause of autism that has been identified. However, early diagnosis is key to improved outcomes. Although there is no cure for autism, symptoms they can be managed and often fade slightly during adulthood, though they do not disappear entirely. So it's a lifelong condition that can be improved with early intervention and with early diagnoses. The countries with the lowest autism rates were developed countries in Europe. So France had the lowest autism rates of 69.3 per 10,000 people, or 1 in 144 people. Portugal followed France with 70.5 per 10,000, or 1 in 142. The third lowest country is Iceland, then Italy, Norway, Germany, Greece, Austria, Spain, and Belgium, and they are close in their rate between 70.5 and 73 per 10,000. Now, what are the 10 countries with the highest autism rates? Let's start with the lowest among that list is Palestine. The rate is 91 per 10,000, followed by Afghanistan, then Syria, Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman, United Arab Emirates in the second place as the highest autism rate country with 112.4 per 10,000, and Qatar among the first highest autism rate country in the world, with a prevalence of 151.2 per 10,000 children. So in Saudi Arabia, autism affects about 42,500 people. And the cost of treatment is high, and it poses a burden on families and the economy as well. Despite these challenges, Saudi Arabia is working to improve the lives of those with autism. And the kingdom has implemented a number of initiatives to provide better access to healthcare and education for people with autism. For Bahrain, the autism rate that we said was 103.3, and that rate is per 10,000 children. The government has also implemented several initiatives aimed at improving access to diagnosis, treatment, and support services for those affected with this disorder. And this includes providing training and resources for healthcare professionals, as well as funding for research and awareness-raising campaigns. The third country was Oman, with 107.2 per 10,000 children diagnosed with autism. In general, Treatment can be quite expensive for all of these countries, even in the developed countries. And many families, they struggle to afford it, but especially in these countries. If that wasn't bad enough for Oman, research shows that cases of autism are rapidly rising in the country, increasing by 15 times over the last 8 years. So they are seeing more increase of autism quickly compared to other countries. And it could be that, because the awareness might not be there, the education might not be there, people are less hiding their children now, or the cases now, more awareness in the countries. That brings us to the second, which is to the second place of the highest rate of autism, United Arab Emirates. The impact of autism on the economy of the UAE is significant. It can lead to increased healthcare costs, as well as reduced productivity and employment opportunities for those who have the condition. Also, male children are 5 times more likely to be diagnosed with ASD than females in the country. The first place goes for Qatar, 151.2 per 10,000. So that is estimated 1 in 66 children diagnosed, making Qatar one of the countries with the highest rates of autism. Again, the cost of the treatment for autism in Qatar varies depending on the type of therapy and the severity of the condition. Some families may need to pay for speech therapy, occupational therapy, ABA. However, Qatar is also taking steps to address the issue of autism in the country, where they established a national autism center to provide diagnosis, treatment, and support services for individuals with autism and their families. If you find this helpful, please subscribe and share. Thank you.